Hi. Hi. I'm gonna do another crafting video today. These are my personal Valentine. So I'm gonna work on those for a second and hang out and talk. What I want to do, what I was saying the other day when I did a video, was that I watch all this stuff on YouTube. It's just like people talking about nothing. And I want to do that too. A lot of them are gamers, which is cool. That's ESPN is gonna have that stuff on pretty soon. Gaming as a spectating sport. It's already, if it isn't already, it might be. I don't even really know that. But a lot of these gamers, they like game and they talk about stuff, or yeah, that's mostly it. They game and they talk about stuff. Sometimes people just talk about stuff. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing here. It's kind of the idea here. Is that maybe like just crafting and talking might be something of interest. I hope it's soothing. That's why I like to listen to what I like to listen to, I guess. It's because I find it soothing. So these are my little personal Valentines. Look how cute. I didn't make this background on it. I actually bought these out of Michael's. And they come in a pack, and they're already shaped like this, and then they have these little envelopes. So I think I can mail these. Oh, I think I can mail these. I hope I can mail these. That's something I need to learn about anyway, what the size mailing on everything is. So anyway, that's what I'm going to work on while we sit here today. And I know I told you the other day that I couldn't stop thinking about strawberry shortcake, which, it's not going to work. I was going to show you one of the little things I had, because I never had the dolls, but I had a purse, which I don't have anymore, but I had this. Look at this. Look, it says, don't forget the love. Isn't that so cute? With the little, isn't that so cute? I don't even know what to put in here. Like, I cherish it so much. Maybe I should just put some ribbons in it. I don't even know why. I don't even know what my attachment got to be. But I started thinking about it a lot more a few years back. Oh, I started thinking about strawberry shortcake a lot more like a few years back. And which led me then in a thrift store. Look, I found this. Oh my God, how cute is that, right? How cute is that? It was 75 cents in the thrift store, and I thought, let's talk about something I really don't need. Aw, look, it's a little note from Carolyn Bardos when I stayed at her house. It says, "Welcome, Michelle and Friday." I had my own bathroom. Oh, perfect. This is a little piece of lace from Lady Baby Miss, and that's who I was going to make this one for. So that's just perfect. That's perfect. Anyway, I thought to myself, now here is something that I really just don't need, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know. Who can live without something like this? But it was 75 cents, and I've been thinking about strawberry shortcake a lot. I really try not to get things like this. I really do try to not have too many knickknacks, but I had to have that one. I had to have that one when I saw it. So I'll be sending out Valentine's pretty soon. I don't know if I don't do them every year. I just kind of wanted to do them this year. I want to put this back in here. That's pretty special. That's pretty special. But it's one of my favorite holidays. I love Valentine's Day, and I love Christmas. But we don't have to talk about that if you don't want to. I know they're all Hallmark holidays. I know what they are. I've been around the block before. I get it. But at the same time, like, the festiveness, the cuteness of it all. So, and I'm going to be making a lot more stuff to go up on the Crush Kit website. I'm going to make some little grab bags and some little things like that. I'll be making all kinds of cute stuff. I don't know. Like I said, the idea is just to hang out and talk about stuff and make cute little things. I've been through it a couple of times, but if I'm going to watch anything, that's kind of a misnomer. I don't really watch anything. I listen, usually, mostly. Even back in the day, even when I watched lots of movies, I didn't watch them in a certain way. Oh, this is cute. Lady Baby Miss gave me these little roses, too. So maybe I'll put them on her card. That'll be cute. Even when I watch lots of movies, I kind of didn't watch them in a way. I just listened to them in the background. I like to, because I was painting or crafting or writing, and I liked having that stuff in the background. And now I just like something different in the background. I like these birds and chimes and oming monks and what have you. I like that stuff these days. It just sounds good to me. Better than the movies. I'm just over it in a lot of ways. So, little Fridays around, jumping up and down, which she's not supposed to be doing. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, I've been watching the YouTube show called Hellier that somebody turned me on to. I'm curious what other people think about it. It's this, I don't know, there might be spoilers in here when I say this. I don't know that there's anything really to spoil. Hang on a second, hang on. Friday, you want me to hang on. Okay, stay, Friday. We found out she has kind of a chronic, thing with her back. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's going to be fine. Everybody else, I don't know. People want it to be fine, but I'm not sure. I think she might have a little chronic with her back. So she needs to be picked up and down from jumping. She's just a baby. She's only 4.5 years old. It's too bad that it seems like she has this problem. But, anyway, Hellier. So, there's something called the Kentucky Goblin, which interests me because I'm in Kentucky a lot. And so these people, they get some call, and they were paranormal investigators, kind of. They were goofing off when they were, teenagers in the early 20s, and they had a website, and then they got a mysterious letter, they were grown now, but they left the website up, and so, they hadn't even, the guy that's talking about it saying, I hadn't even looked at the website in, 7 years, and somebody, they were just leaving it up for, memory's sake, and somebody sent them an email, saying, I don't know, telling this story that's, really compelling, right? And they think it's a joke. They're not taking it seriously, really, at first, but they get really compelled by it, which I get it, because this guy is saying, he's talking about something called the Kentucky Goblin, and he's saying, we live in this place called in Hellier, Kentucky, and, these little things, they look like children. They look like naked, bald children if you see them from a distance. But then when you get up close, they've got those big eyes and those classic looking aliens from the Communion book or whatever that we've been seeing around for 30, 40 years at this point. But so this letter goes on, and it's this guy saying they knock on my door. They knock on my the window at my children's window, all this stuff. And, it's written pretty well, and it's definitely, intriguing. But they think it's a joke. They're not really taking it seriously. But then the communications continue. They go on. And, at some point, they get a footprint. this person who's sending these things sends them a footprint. I'm going to keep a little bit of that lace, right? And I have some more somewhere. I'm making a deck of tarot cards too, and I've got all these little things, little bits like that come from people. So they send him this picture of this footprint that's like 3 toes, and a heel, and it's compelling. And can you fake that? Yes you can. Yes you can. Is it easy? In a way, it depends on what you mean. Like, I thought about this a lot. Like, it depends on what you mean. So, or like what my skill set is, in a way. Like, I don't know, like if I wanted to go like make some fake 3-toed like alien feet, so it's got like the 3 toes and then the foot's not as long as ours, so right, so like okay, like I could make these shoes that would do that. I couldn't just whip that out right away. Like, I'd really have to think about how to do that, how to make it look like it's flesh on the bottom, because that's how it came out. I don't know that I would have thought about that. I don't know. I don't know what I think it would be. It's not hard to do per se, but you'd have to have, I feel like, resources and knowledge and of how to build something like that to make these footprints. So, at any rate, I can see where they were compelled by the idea of it. So, they go out they finally decide they're going to go. At first, they think it's this big joke. Look, I keep finding all these, like, look, that's the 2 of Swords. That's the 2 of Swords in a tarot card means, like, either way you go with something, it's not your favorite thing. It's kind of a sad card for me right now. It's like either way you go sometimes with something, it's not what you want it to be, in a really fundamental way, maybe, like, just like, I don't know. It's kind of a sad card sometimes. Not always. Like, sometimes it's like, it's the beginning of getting out of something, like going really into yourself and finding what you need out, despite what, like, is said on one side, this shoulder and that shoulder, the good and the bad angel or the demons or whatever. But the 2 of Swords, yeah, is a difficult card. It means, like, you have a choice to make, and neither one of the choices is what you would prefer in any way. They're both kind of crappy. That's really what's meant by that. So what was I saying about Hellier? Oh, yeah, so they finally decide to go out to this Hellier, Kentucky, and see if they can find out anything about this, which is when they start to find out the story of this Kentucky goblin, which I want to find out more about this now. See, that's the thing. There's going to be a season 2 of this show, even though they kind of don't really find anything. I guess that's a spoiler. But it's okay. It doesn't matter, because it's like it's this experiment that's just really so interesting. And one of the things that comes up in it, it's really interesting for me, is they say, what if aliens, as we think of them, space aliens, are not actually from space? What if they're interdimensional? And I'm always very interested in concepts of interdimensionality. Like, that always has a lot of interest for me. Like, what if you really can open up all these spaces in the space that you're in? Like where I'm sitting right now. I think this house was built in the 1800s or something. It's ancient. And, like, what if there's these... And I've had kind of experiences here that I've wondered if they weren't interdimensional in some ways. Where I felt like I looked up and I saw something pass down the hall that wasn't so much haunting this place. I don't feel like this place is haunted. not so much haunting this place, but almost like living their life in a different time period, and I just happened to like glimpse them for a moment or something like that. I thought, is that like interdimensional? Like, is that like, am I just like for this brief second, for whatever reason, like our time is lapsing, and then thinking about that, then I'm like, so like right now, as I'm like sitting at this table, is there this whole other world going on here too? I mean, like, to say at the same time, that's kind of the opposite in a different time. But is it happening right now too? Anyway, interdimensionality has always interested me, and I've never ever just had this idea. By the way, like, I don't know what I think about aliens. I don't know what I think about a lot of things that I like to listen to and talk about. I mean, that's why I like to listen to them and talk about them, and listen to people talk about them and look at stuff, because I really don't know, and I don't think I'll ever know, which for me makes it even all the more interesting that I don't think I will know. That might be a turnoff for some people, but for me, like, I just kind of like, I like things that seem like an eternal quest, like art, making things, as an artist. I mean, I don't know, it'll never be fully realized, it'll never, like, and I like that, I like that, there's always, like, it's never over, like, I don't know, if I have how much of my mind I have, when I die, I'll probably be like, oh, that'd be a great story, like, I'm probably still gonna technically be, like, working as an artist when I take my last breath, I don't know, I like things like that. So, aliens, some of these other ideas that I like to play around with that interest me. I like a lot of those things because I don't think I will. I don't think I will get to a point of figuring them out. Yeah, I think so. So, but so their idea is like, what if these little beings are coming out of these interdimensional beings are coming out of, God, this is such a, like, that's so cute, like, right in the middle. I don't want to cover it up. At the same time, I want to put something else on it. No, it's such a dilemma. I'll set it aside. So they go to this Hellier, and they're thinking, like, what if these little, like, people come out of the caves? And, like, yes, they're aliens, but they're not landing here. Like, they're not coming down in ships. What if they're not coming down in ships? What if they're coming up, like, through these caves? Like, what if they're entering, like, what if they're aliens, but they're entering our sphere from these caves, right? And so, like, I'm like, whoa, I'm all in. I love this. What if they're coming in from the caves? These little three-toed things that, like, scare children in their beds, like, whoa, that's pretty intense. So, that's so cute. So, here's the other thing about it. So here's the other thing that gives me this really not too terribly far away from Hellier, Kentucky, is a place called Liberty, Tennessee, which I know some people that live out there. And like 11 miles apart, there's these two different communities that are out there. And so I'm out there once in a while. I was out there in 2017, I guess was the last time, actually. But I've spent time there on and off for years. And anyway, one thing that happens to me when I get down there in the holler, like, I'm in my car, and I've got my little dog and everything, right? It's fine, but I'll tell you what, I hate to drive up into that place at night, because when I get down into the holler, it's like, I can feel it. Like, there's all this stuff in the woods, like, watching me. Like, she's here, and it really just, like, it's so frightening, because in so many ways, like, I'm not really afraid that I'm going to be hurt. I'm afraid that I'm going to be scared. Like, I'm afraid that one of these creatures is going to come out of the woods. and and like run across the road, or like what if it like stops in the middle of the road, like it's my headlights, and like what do I do? And these are these little skinny roads, there's no street lights, there's no white line, like you're down in the holler, and like what if some crazy like creature comes, it just runs across the road and scares me to death, or worse, stops in the road, or I don't know, appears like a like a baby crying in a car seat or something. Oh my god, it gives me the chills just to talk about it or think about it. Honestly, it does. So it's not too far from this area, and there's a certain way in which my imagination, well, they look like a lot of things, so I can just, now that they've kind of put this image in my head, though, of this creature with these big eyes and, like kind of classic alien stature, I guess I'm like, yeah, that's totally what I expected would come out of the woods, and I don't know, but that's suggestion. I expected it like many things, but at any rate, I've had this, and I've had experiences also, which maybe I'll talk about next time. I'll talk about an experience I had with what I thought was an ethereal witch. It wasn't particularly pleasant experience either, but it wasn't harrowing or awful. It was just sort of like one of those things. It's like, okay, that just happened. I'll tell you that story next time. But it was in this area of the country where these caves are, and it's making me, this story, this Hellier story, is making me rethink some of my experiences, my personal experiences in that area of the country. So, okay. Well, thank you for crafting with me today. This is super cool. I'm gonna do more of this. I hope you like it. I hope this feels soothing to you. I hope this feels good to you, and that you'll join me more. Okay. Thanks a lot. Love y'all.